Okay, so this one will be 9 through 12. And when we look at the first problem, I'm noticing we have a log base 8 and a log base 8. So all we're going to do is set these two things equal to each other. So 11 minus 6x, 1 minus x. Doesn't matter what you do. If you move the 11 over here, you would subtract 11. And if you move the x over here, you would add x. So I'm left with negative 5x and negative 10. And if I divide both sides by negative 5, I'm getting x is 2. Now, a lot of students feel good about that answer, and that's totally fine. Let's just peek at what happens. So remember, if you put the 2 back there, 11 minus, well, 6 times 2 would leave you with 11 minus 12, which would leave you with negative 1. Also, if you put the 2 there, 1 minus 2 is also negative 1. So it looks like you have log of 8 of negative 1 on both sides, but remember, you cannot have negatives inside your logarithm. It's not real. So we want to get rid of this, and this is a no solution. So be really careful. You should just kind of double check. This one wasn't even negative, so students feel like they found the right answer. Okay, so another one here. This is base 10 and base 10. When you see a logarithm without the base, you know it's base 10. And this time we are subtracting, so I'm going to put a log base 10. The positive term has the x, so that's going to go on top. We're subtracting, or the negative term is this one, so the 0.25 goes on the bottom. So squishing those two together, now rewrite it. So my base is 10. The logarithm is equal to, remember, this will be the exponent over here, so 2 is my exponent. And then we simply multiply by 0.25 on both sides. So what is 100? So this is 0.25 times 100. And you're getting an x is 25. Okay. Number 11. Bunch of base 10s there. So if I squish them together on the left side, this will be log base 10. Multiply these together, I will get 3x squared. The middle terms are the 2 times x and the 3x times 2. So that's 2x and 6x. So the 2x and the 6x, they're going to add up to 8x, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So that's a FOIL or box method, however you want to think of it. And then over here you have log base 10 of 7x plus 6. So again, squish them together, but now it has set up the 1-to-1. So I have log base 10, log base 10. So I can just set these two things equal to each other. And we're going to subtract the 7x. And we are going to subtract 6. So those go away, and you have 3x squared plus x minus 2 for your quadratic. At this point, with the 3 in front of the quadratic, some students don't like to factor that. It does factor nicely. So you might want to pause the video, do your quadratic formula if you want to get your 2 answers. But if you continue the video, we can just factor this. 3 is prime, so one of the terms has to be 3x and the other term has to be x. The constant -2 is also prime, so we just know it's 2 and 1. So you either go 2, 1, 1, or 2. And if we put a 2 here and a 1 there, and then make this negative and this positive, that will be the correct factoring. So what will happen here on this one, I will add the 2 and divide by 3. And on this one, I will subtract 1. So set them both equal to 0, and you get those two answers. And if you plug the 2/3 in, it'll work, but you can't have the negative answer because look what happens. If I put -1 there, I get -3 plus 2, which would leave a logarithm of -1. Now, when I put -1 here, it would be okay. But then when I put it here, I end up with -7 plus 6, which is -1, also leaving a negative. So I can't have -1. Okay, just so you know, number 12, there isn't a problem like that on the exam. But 4 can be written as 2 squared. And 8 can be written as 2 cubed. So if you get those bases to be the same, now stacked exponents will multiply. So we're going to have those two things multiply. So you're going to have base 2, and 2 times 3x is 6x. And base 2, these two things multiply, so you have to distribute. You're going to end up with 3x plus 3. And then now you have 1 to 1. So go ahead, bases are the same. We're going to set the exponents equal to each other. So you have 6x equals 3x plus 3. I would subtract 3x. So 6 minus 3 is 3. Divide by 3. X is 1. And you can go ahead and plug that back into your problem. It'll work. I'll do the last set of problems in another video.